I work the night shift at a call center. It's the kind of job where most nights feel the same. You sit in front of a screen, headphones on, waiting for something to happen. Most calls are routine. People asking questions, complaining, or just confused. Nothing that stays with you. Until that night. It was 3:17 a.m. I remember the exact time because I checked the clock right before the call came in. The system lit up. But something was wrong. There was no number. No caller ID. Just one word on the screen. Incoming. That had never happened before. I hesitated, just for a second. Then I answered. Support line. How can I help you? Silence. No background noise. No breathing. Nothing. I waited, about to hang up. And then, I heard a voice, very low, almost like it was struggling to come through.
Hello.
I leaned closer. Can you hear me? A pause. Then the voice again.
I shouldn't be here.
That made no sense. Where are you calling from? No answer. But then something changed. The system updated. A number appeared on the screen. And when I saw it, my stomach dropped. It was my number. My exact phone number. I stared at it, trying to process it. This isn't possible, I whispered. Then the voice spoke again, clearer this time, stronger.
You answered.
My heart started racing. Who is this? A pause. Then,
You did.
the audio started to glitch. Static. Distortion. And then I heard something that made my chest tighten. My own voice, repeating what I had just said. Support line. But I wasn't speaking anymore. It was coming from the call, like an echo, but not delayed enough. It was wrong. Then the voice whispered.
Listen carefully.
I froze.
Don't go in tomorrow.
I felt my throat go dry. What are you talking about? No answer. Just static. And then, the call ended. I sat there, staring at the screen. The number disappeared. No call log. No record. Nothing. The next morning, I didn't go to work. I told myself I was being paranoid, but something felt off. So I stayed home. Later that day, I got a message from a coworker. There had been an accident, a fire, at the office. It started around 9:40 a.m. I kept reading the message over and over, trying to make sense of it. And then, I remembered something. Right before the call ended, the voice had said one last thing. Something I didn't understand at the time. But now I do.
Next time, don't answer.
I used to work late nights as a delivery driver, just to make some extra money during college. Most nights were completely normal. Quiet, predictable. Nothing ever really happened. Except for one night, it was around 12:30 a.m., and I was about to end my shift. That's when I got one last order. The address was far outside my usual delivery area. I almost declined it. But the tip looked good, so I took it anyway. The drive there felt wrong. Streetlights started disappearing. Houses became less frequent, until it was just my headlights, and trees on both sides of the road. No cars, no people. Nothing. When I finally reached the address, the first thing I noticed was the house was completely dark. No lights inside, no porch light. Nothing. I checked my phone again, just to make sure I had the right place. I did. I walked up to the front door, holding the food in one hand. And just as I was about to knock, the door slowly opened. There was no one there. Just darkness. I said, "Delivery." No response. Then I heard something. Movement from deeper inside the house. And then a voice. "Leave it. Inside." Something about that voice didn't feel right. It wasn't just quiet. It sounded like they didn't want to be heard. I said, "I can just leave it here." No response. So I placed the food right at the doorway and stepped back. That's when I noticed the floor. It was covered in dirt. Not messy, muddy footprints. A lot of them. And they didn't all look the same. That was enough for me. I turned around and started walking back to my car. The door slammed shut behind me. I didn't look back. I got in my car, locked the doors, and started to drive away. As I turned, my headlights hit one of the upstairs windows, and I saw someone standing there, just watching me. Completely still. I couldn't see their face. But I could tell one thing. They weren't alone. I never reported it. I just went home. The next day, I checked the app. The order was gone. No address. No history. Like it never existed. I'm Carl. Last summer, a couple of friends and I decided to go camping for a weekend in the Appalachian Mountains. We found a spot online that was supposed to be pretty secluded, which is exactly what we wanted. It took us about 2 hours to get there. By the time we arrived, the sun was already starting to set. The place looked exactly like the pictures, just a clearing surrounded by dense forest. What was strange, though, was that there were no other campers. Not a single tent. We didn't think much of it at first. Honestly, we were glad to have the place to ourselves. We set up our tents, started a fire, and just hung out for a few hours. Everything felt normal. Until around midnight. That's when we heard the first noise. It sounded like footsteps. Slow, deliberate steps coming from somewhere in the trees. We all went quiet. "Did you hear that?" one of my friends asked. We listened. Only silence. We kind of laughed it off, assuming it was an animal. But then it happened again. Closer this time. And it didn't sound like an animal. It sounded controlled. Like someone trying not to make noise. We grabbed our flashlights and pointed them toward the trees. Nothing. Just darkness. After a while, the sound stopped completely. We decided to just go to sleep, even though it felt a little off. I woke up sometime later to the sound of something brushing against my tent. At first, I thought it was the wind. Then it happened again. Slow. Intentional. Like someone dragging their hand across the fabric. I didn't move. It didn't even breathe. Then I saw it. A shadow. Right outside the tent. Standing still. I could see the outline clearly because of the faint light from the dying campfire. It didn't move for what felt like minutes. Then, slowly, it crouched down. Like it was trying to look inside. That's when I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight. The shadow disappeared instantly. I rushed outside, but there was no one there. Just the forest. The next morning, we decided to leave early. As we were packing up, one of my friends pointed something out near the edge of the trees. There was another campsite, Hidden. No tent. Just a sleeping bag and some scattered items. Like someone had been staying there. Watching us. We didn't stick around to investigate. On the drive back, we checked the listing again. It had been removed.